Just a few days ago, Hi-Rez announced that a new hero was coming to Paladins, and this hero is Sha Lin, adding an actual bowman to the game with pull and all that. And about 6 days ago, I made a video saying a new hero was coming very soon and ran a competition asking people to come up with new ideas for champions to guess what the next champion would be. But just a couple of days after that, they announced Sha Lin, or they sort of teased Sha Lin that day, and then the next day after, they gave us the full announcement. But today I'm going to be doing my prize draw. I actually had 400 entries into the competition, and I read through each and every one of them, and there were some really awesome ideas, and it was so hard. I mean, honestly, I feel quite bad just getting them down to 5. But here they are. Nobody quite guessed Sha Lin, but there were some that were quite close on the Archer mark. Just briefly, I'll also say that I'm running a competition for a book skin, and basically Alyssa, the community manager, gave me a load of skins to give away, and it was 3 Triggerman books, 3 Pumpking Bomb skins, and 3 Lavender Grover skins, which I'm giving 2 of the pumpkin skins away today. I'm not sure what to do with the other pumpkin skin. Maybe one of you's got an idea, but I'm also giving away one of the Triggerman skins on Twitter, so I'll give the link in the comment section. But I thought it was quite topical, seeing as my last Paladins video seemed to trigger a lot of the Overwatch community. It was a joke, but not everybody saw it that way. Either way, I thought it was funny to celebrate the fact that it was my first video to get higher dislikes than likes in 3 years with a Triggerman skin. So yeah, check it out on Twitter. Anyway, on to the champions that I picked out, the 5. And then after I've gone through all the builds, I'll do the prize draw. All 5 of these people are definitely going to get something. The 2 top will get the Pumpkin Bomb skins, and the 3 that don't get selected on the random number generator will get the Grover skins. Anyway, Popsioslav says, "Hey Joshino, I always thought about having a female frontliner that is actually a girl in a wheelchair, in armour. She also holds a flag and has brown/velvet hair, so we've got a good idea of what they look like." And I picked this one out because it was interesting that they were in a wheelchair, and that's not something I've seen in a game before. Maybe think John Swanson. Is it John Swanson? Well, the guy from Family Guy anyway, the cop, and he's actually quite a badass. He's really strong as well on his wheelchair, and it doesn't stop him from cleaning up crime. Anyway, the left mouse button, she doesn't actually this is another interesting thing why I picked it. She doesn't actually deal any damage. What they're saying is that every time you use your left click, you create a single tiny barrier that spins around you and any of your allies near you for a few seconds. Barrier and shields can stack up to 6 of them, making you completely cover the character. The right mouse button is your attack. Basically, you throw a piece of your barrier, shield/ammo, at the opponent in front of you. So basically, your shield is your ammo to attack with as well. The Q's the female leader shouts, knocking back enemies slightly nearer, and also regenerating health for each enemy hit. The F ability would charge with her wheelchair and pins any enemies she gets into contact with into her flag, dealing damage and reducing their healing for a few seconds. This could be rather cool, maybe more of an offensive escape than other characters. Finally, her ultimate is called Capture the Flag, and she places a flag for about 40 seconds in front of her, and the flag has its own health points, and until the flag's destroyed, the enemy team doesn't gain objective points or can't push the payload. But what they're saying is it doesn't end over time. That would actually throw a spanner in the works and be something that's completely different, just cock blocking the objective point, and also sounds fun in the way that it's really quirky and attacking. Yeah, a great one. Okay, Darkness Muta 5. I don't know whether it would be Mutas. I don't know whether you pronounce it as that. The role of this character is a frontliner, and it's the Jester of the Realm, Bomb King's Court Jester. I thought this was quite interesting as it fits in with the lore. Basically, the abilities are left mouse button, Jester Stick, melee attack, which deals 750 damage every swing. So this could be one of the first melee heroes if Hi-Rez hear it and think, yeah, I need that character. The right mouse button throws a banana cream pie that causes enemies to slide around back and forth for 2 seconds. That just sounds ridiculously fun. Q juggles while shielded, basically acts as a shield, and he said maybe regen health via a card during the juggling. The F escape button, he said it's a cartwheel like a forward dash. Maybe could have thought of more, like maybe being on a unicycle, I might have said, but you know, that'll have to do. And the ultimate drops a balloon that instantly inflates and explodes into a huge confetti ball area, and it basically reverses enemies' controls for 4 seconds in the cloud, which I think actually isn't too overpowered. It fits in with what would be quite useful in a game. If you use it on a point, it might make the enemies run off of the point, and maybe even making their abilities switched around. Maybe that'd be too much though. But that does sound like it'd be quite fun, and I like the idea. That's another one that's interesting and not too ridiculous to put in the game. Comrade Ovechkin6 said, would really like a champion with an ability to copy spells like Rubik from Dota 2, whilst also being able to support your team and harass. Okay, and the name is Emil, which he says is to copy or to emulate in Latin. I'm not sure if that's right, but I'll have to believe you on this one. Mouse 1 is a single target potion that deals a small amount of damage over time, but can stack with every successful hit. The Mouse 2 is a potion that slows and makes the target take 50% more damage for 3 seconds. The Q sends a projectile that slows an enemy and steals their last used spell. And this one's quite interesting and where I thought this would be rather cool to have in the game. And the F, the escape ability, switches places with the target opponent, so I'm not sure exactly how that would work if you just look at an opponent and then press the F and you swap with them, but that could be used to swap enemy tanks, for example, behind your lines so that your team can instantly take them on or completely destroy them and maybe sacrifice yourself. That'd be quite interesting. And the E is the same as 1, but it can be used on an ally to give them a momentum boost and steal their ultimate ability. So yeah, I do love the idea of stealing abilities, swapping, and all of that. That sounds like it'd be rather fun in the game and something a bit different. Edward Powell's champion's called Razor. So the main weapon is a chakram. This is like a weaponized boomerang, basically like a spinning circular blade thing that you throw around, and the idea is they'll come back to you. It does 100 DPS damage when in contact with a target, and I'm guessing because it's like a chakram, it'd be in contact with them for a while whilst they're moving. And then the right click is the second one, so really the right click's like another left click ability or just a normal attack, but you're using 2 of these chakrams, and he says only 1 at a time, so you can have only 1 of each one from your left and your right, so you'd have 2 chakrams out, but clicking them early would bring them back to you so you could throw them again, and also they just track your position. So yeah, that's what drew me to it. Very interesting idea for a weapon. The F, the escape button, gives her the ability to jump off walls by pressing space. So this is a bit more of a normal escape, but still sounds quite fun. And the Q throws out both chakrams at once, and they make a double helix with 3 crossing, returning into a straight line through the center. So it's almost like a knot of 3 little circles forwards, which, you know, be quite cool. It's just basically using the weapons to their full potential. They said that the E, the ulti, dashes her to a location where she starts spinning her chakrams, getting further out as it channels. She can recast it to dash back or let it end and stay where she is. So yeah, the thing that drew me to this one was the idea of the chakrams, and I think it could work in the game and might be a very fun mechanic as well. Lord Sama came up with a champion. Basically, they were saying that they liked the lore of the realm and they wanted a champion related to Androxus, and it's a female demon called Umbra. The left mouse button is a melee attack with claws, so another melee one. The right mouse button is a shield that absorbs damage like Androxus, but transfers part of the damage as damage reduction for the team, so maybe a bit like Ruckus' shield that he passes out to his teammates. And Q is Soul Drain, and it drains HP of the enemy. It costs HP to use, and if you miss, you lose some life. But if you hit, then you take the life and basically stay at the health you were. F is Possession. It's a dash that possesses the first ally or enemy you touch in the dash. And basically once you possess an ally, you give them a defense bonus, and if you possess an enemy, you give them damage over time. The ultimate is the interesting part and why I picked it. Basically, you switch your health point bar with the health of an enemy. You could use this with the Soul Drain to lower your life by using that ability, and then giving it to their tank or something and making them be really low. Or if you were about to die and you saw their tank on the point, you could give your life to a tank. And there's a character in Dota that uses the same sort of ability, and that works out quite well, and I think would be very interesting to have in the game, and wouldn't be too overpowered, because obviously this is only using it on one character in the game, but then again, if they're full health, it does heal you up as well and gives you basically 2 lives and takes away one of theirs. Anyway, those are all of the entries. Number 1 is Popsioslav, number 2 Darkness Mutas, 3 Comrade Overchin, 4 Edward Powell, and 5 Lord Sama. And I'm just gonna put the numbers into a random generator. Okay, so between 1 and 5, and then let's generate the first one. So the first one is 2, so congratulations to Darkness Mutas, and then I'll generate it between, okay, so it was 2, if I go between 1 and 5 again, we'll get a second one. So the second one was 2 again, we'll go again, 2 again, or maybe it's just, oh, there we go, and then 3, so Comrade Overchin and Darkness Mutas, congratulations. I'll get in contact with you in the comment section, and if I can message you on YouTube, if you have that feature on YouTube. Not every user has it, I'm not sure why. I'll just message you on YouTube the code for the pumpkin skin. And for the other 3, a Grover skin will be on the way. So congratulations everybody, and again, thank you everybody for entering. There were lots of awesome entries, and I'll see you in the next video.